Thank you so much for listening to the KJNA podcast. You can email us at kjnapodcast@gmail.com.
Give us a call or text or leave us a message at 858-848-KJNA. That's 5562.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at KJNA Podcast.
Don't forget, we have 6 hours of bonus content over on our Patreon, patreon.com/KJNA Podcast. And if you want to donate to us, find us at buymeacoffee.com/KJNA Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening.
Love you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the KJNA Podcast. As always, my name is Jay.
And as always, I am also here. My name is Kevin. I'm the K.
And together we are the KJNA Podcast, and this week we are following up last week's kind of super depressing episode of Black Mirror Common People with the next episode, which we found way more awesome.
Yeah, and it wasn't... Sorry, go ahead.
Bit noir. I'm sorry, super French. Oh no, it wasn't depressing, but it did like make you a little wonky.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about the Mandela effect, and this episode has a heavy Mandela effect vibe.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of honestly, I saw it coming after the first weird thing. I was like,
"Hold on, wait a minute."
Wait, like, hold on. They no way.
Yeah, I was like, nah. The worst one was a nut allergy. What's that?
What's a nutology?
Nutology. You can say it as many times as you want, but it's not real.
Yeah, say it slower. That'll make it easier.
I've always had a nut allergy.
And she Googles it, and it's like nothing comes up. Literally nothing on the whole world comes up. The words nut and allergy have never been put together in this way in the history of forever.
Yeah, if you don't get what we're talking about and you haven't seen the second episode of season 7 of Black Mirror, and the Mandela effect is so palpable in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like it. I don't know. I'm trying to like. You can literally fucking do anything, like change anything.
Yeah,
with it,
this is gaslighting meets Mandela effect meets. I honestly I couldn't tell you what else it meets, but I can tell you that it's so friggin' wonky. You will just be like, huh?
Well,
what?
Yeah, and then once they tell you what's happening, then you're like, oh shit.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I saw it honestly after the first time. I was like, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, how she controlling shit. And then when the second thing happened, that was a little bit more like directly, oh, she's doing shit. You're like, oh motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh motherfucker. Like, oh, the name of the place that her boyfriend was.
It was Bernie's chicken. No, it's always been Barney's chicken. Barney's.
No, it's Bernie's.
No, my boyfriend worked there for like a year. It's Bernie's. Okay, let's go ahead and Google it then.
Yeah, and it's like
Barney's.
And like, and it wasn't even like important shit. It was just to drive her fucking nuts. Like, there was nothing else intentionally was happening. It was just to fuck with.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with. That is it.
She wasn't even the first victim of this shit.
No.
That's the worst part. Like, holy shit, what? You did this before? Why? Okay.
Yeah, let's get into the name.
Way off the rails.
Yeah.
As far as ratings, Google is not happy with just rating an episode, so you have to go to actual sites. So IMDb is a 7.2 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes at the moment is a 78%. I'm like, really, 78%? I mean, it's still high, but I think it deserves a little bit more for just how they articulated it.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. I thought it was. I don't know. It's not like it wasn't my favorite episode this season by far, but it
I
wasn't
mean,
bad.
with us having done a whole episode on the Mandela effect and all the all the occurrences that people have seen of it, like, okay, this relates to a topic that we've talked about before, so this makes it more easy to translate for us
Mm-hmm.
to jump right into it.
Yeah,
But
it's just fuck with you.
oh, yeah.
That's it. The whole thing is just to fuck with you.
So as far as cast comes to mind, our main two characters are Sienna Kelly as Maria, Rosie McEwen as Verity Greens. And then our supporting cast has been Bailey Smith as Gabe, Michael Wakaye as Kay.
This is always the most entertaining part when you have to say people's last names. Go.
I mean, look. We literally looked up how to say "bit noir."
Noah.
Yes, "bit noir," because it's a French phrase that means black beast, and you're like, okay, so Black Mirror, Black Beast, interesting, but it's also something to be averted. And one of the characters in this episode is to be averted. Hannah Griffith as Louisa, Ben Shidden as Ken, Amber Grappy as Yudi, and Elena Sanz as Camille. So we go back to Maria as the first person we actually see, and she's cooking in the kitchen and making miso jam for a candy bar called a Hucklebuck, but we don't know about it. It's about going to be used for a candy bar. We just know it's being made.
Yeah, because she's obviously a pretty consistent cook, like from the way her boyfriend reacts and all that stuff. Like she be cooking.
Oh, she be cooking.
Oh, she be cooking.
Yeah, like she works for a candy, or at least a company that works with snack foods.
Yeah, and apparently she goes in there and just tests shit all day long like that.
Yeah, so they come.
Job.
Yeah, she comes up with concepts. She makes it to her specifications because she herself, as we talked about a few minutes ago, has a nut allergy. So she's creating things that are nut free specifically, including a candy bar called a Hucklebuck with miso jam. And then there's another thing she comes up with. I forgot the name of it.
Did she came up with it before, and they were like, "Oh yeah, now you're like because you made that so well, then you can make this other one."
Yeah, this something with marshmallow, but then she's like, just mallow. Like, isn't it the same thing? Yeah, marshmallow, mallow.
I mean, I think maybe the marshmallow
is
just when they're individual, but then the mallow is just the shit in the middle. Like when you get like a jet pup, one of those little jars of just that. Maybe that's mallow. Are you looking up what the difference between marshmallow and mallow is?
Yes.
I don't know. That's what my thought.
So marshmallows are a sweet, fluffy confection traditionally made from the mallow plant's root sap. However, modern marshmallows are typically made with gelatin. So technically, mallow from the plant, marshmallow, gelatin.
Okay, well that makes sense.
which makes more sense when she had that specific gelatin that she wanted to use for that.
Yeah, because it didn't have animal. Because gelatin made without animal. Because gelatin is made with some part of animal. It's like protein, the toesies, snails. The what is that called? Yeah, but it starts with a C, doesn't it? Keratin. Cartilage?
It's keratin. Keratin. Yes.
That's okay.
There we go.
Fuck it, I don't care.
Look, it's been a while. We haven't done biology in years. We don't use it in our everyday life at this point.
Somebody tell me if it starts with a K or a C. I'm pretty sure it's a K, but I don't know. Brain is not braining right now. Here he goes. He's about to Google it again. So anyway, so this episode, she's making shit, and basically she goes to her job, and they're about to do a focus about her new candy bar, where they just bring in a bunch of people, and everyone's there to try the new bar and tell the people what they think. So one of the people that comes in is this person that she knew from high school named Verity.
Verity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still sitting here like, who names their kid Verity? What does that even mean?
Maybe it wasn't Verity originally.
Oh, I feel like it's
She
been
could have called
Verity
it whatever
forever.
the fuck she wanted.
It is Carrot with a K.
I knew it. So suddenly, she comes in and she's like, "Oh, we don't have you on the list." She's like, "Oh no, I'm pretty sure I'm on the list." And Lily's like, "Oh yeah, here you are." And you're like, "Okay." And these are all like at the very beginning. These are small things that don't really connect at first. You're just like, "Oh yeah, it's a whatever." She forgot something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she sits down to try it, and everybody tries a little bit of the bar, and everyone's like, "Ugh," kind of like, "I'm not sure I like this."
This is rank.
Yeah, this is rank. I don't really like it. And then Verity goes, "Oh, you know what? It's a lot better the second time." And then everyone tries it again, and they're all like, "You know what? It is really good the second time." And oh yeah, it is way better the second time. You have to get used to it. Your mouth has to get used to the flavors.
Like, initially I was like, maybe she has the power of suggestion. Maybe that's how it's working. Like, she just hits him with, hey.
I thought it was all
tastes better the
coincidence
second
at the
time.
beginning. And those first two things, I was thinking, oh, it's a little bit of a coincidence.
Yeah, like, okay, they just left her name off. It was a little typo. Oh, but there it is. All right, I see your name. And then second time around, you know what? On second thought, it is pretty good. It's delicious. Okay. But the interaction in the bathroom with Verity and Maria, that's when things kind of like start bubbling to the surface. Like, I mean, she was just like, "Oh yeah, I know this girl from high school. She was kind of weird, whatever." Like, okay, cool. Meet in the bathroom, and then she starts bringing up the stuff from high school.
Yeah.
I basically lived in a computer lab. Okay. The teacher was, like, always so nice to me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What was that name you used to call me? Oh. Oh. Like, who started that rumor? What? What do
it was
you
definitely
mean?
someone else. It wasn't me.
Kids are terrible.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm applying for the new research manager position." And she's like, "There's not a research manager."
Yeah, there's no research assistant. I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, I work in that department.
Yeah. And
She works in
like,
R&D.
No, it's there.
Yeah.
And so then she goes, and looks and asks her boss, like, "What do you mean there's?" Oh no, she looks it up first.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh yeah, there's a research manager position." And she's like, "What the fuck?" And she goes in there. She's like, "Why do we have a research management position open?" And he's like, "I thought we could use somebody else."
Yeah, company's doing well, the department's doing well, you're doing well. I mean, more hands on deck means more things can be done.
Yeah. So
I love how he plays it off. But again,
in his
it's
universe,
just small. Just small right now.
Yeah, in his universe, he believes it because it's like it's not really. It just seems like things are working against the protagonist, Maria, as opposed to someone actively doing shit to fuck.
Right.
Like it just seems like everything is just against her, which that happens. That's usually how these movies or shows work. It's like, oh, suddenly the protagonist is happy, but then things are starting to fall apart. Oh no, like through weird circumstances.
Slowly but surely.
But then, like throughout the day, Maria she's working with everybody, but every time Verity comes in, it's always find some way of making Maria look stupid.
Yeah, so I think in the beginning of the office scenes, one of her coworkers has a carton of almond milk, and a male coworker is like constantly getting blamed for drinking it.
Yeah.
So it just starts like that. But then as the episode goes on and the almond milk continues to constantly get drank, and the male is constantly like, I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
there's even a scene where they're literally him and the other person are in a meeting together, and they come back and the milk carton's on the ground, and that's when you're like, oh shit, we know what's been happening the entire time.
But then it's also like when she's trying to spell the ingredients.
Oh yeah, the
for the miso bar,
that gelatin.
Yeah,
it's
and one of them spells it wrong, or I think Verity spells it wrong. But then Maria's like, no, it's this, and Verity goes, oh, okay, and then like it changes and says it's something like there's a meat substitute in it or something like that.
So so what happens is she is coming up with the ingredient list for that new snack that has the mallow in it, and to use non-pork gelatin was the initial phrase, but then she gives a specific title to the gelatin that she wants used. But come the day that the owner of the company, which I forget his name is, I know it starts with a D.
Yeah, the owner of the company comes in, but he's Muslim, so he doesn't eat pork.
Right. No, he doesn't eat beef. Because because cows are sacred.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, it has beef gelatin in it. And then they freak out and have to figure out.
Why would you do that to him? Like, you're trying to make us look like idiots. Like, you making him eat beef. You know he's a Muslim. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I would never put beef gelatin in this, you know.
I told her this, and I cannot remember what the heck it was called.
C, and she
it starts with a C.
And
I gotta figure it out now.
So she goes back to the list. She goes to the email that Verity sent to everyone with the list of the ingredients, and in the list is like, it says like the beef gelatin thing, which is like, she's like, what the fuck? Like, I know I didn't say that, and you as the viewer knows she didn't fucking say that.
Yeah, you see her type the email out, and it has the specific gelatin that she wants used in the product there. But then when Gabe, Maria, and Verity go to check it, the email says non-pork gelatin. That's all it says. It doesn't say non-beef, non-animal related. Like, this stuff apparently is made with seaweed. The gelatin that she wanted to use. She wanted like the most vegan gelatin used.
Yeah, so as expected, she freaks out, and then they have that argument about Bernie's and Barney's.
Yes.
The store that her boyfriend works at. What?
Carrageenan.
Okay, yeah.
Carrageenan.
Because Verity asked her how to spell it. Like,
C-A-R-R-A.
she specifically points that out too. She specifically is like, how do you spell it? You know, like to bring it up because she knows she's gonna fuck with her in that way.
Funny thing, it is made of dried seaweed. It really is. And it's actual, without like all the name carrageenan, it's Irish moss. Irish moss. Interesting.
Yummy.
I mean,
seaweed?
my
kids love eating dried seaweed.
I mean, I love sushi, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's not bad. So anyway, so like all this shit, just it's like every time she remembers something, and we as the audience members know that she remembers it correctly. Everything else in the world is like, no.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Barney's. No, it's Bernie's. And she's like, no, my boyfriend's been working there for worked there for years, and he always wears the fucking hat.
Yeah.
Fucking Barney's. And then they Google it, and it's
Barney's.
Like Barney's, and she's like, what? And she goes home and looks at her boyfriend's hat, and her boyfriend's hat says fucking Barney's, and he's like, yeah, it's always been Barney's. And she's like,
freaking out.
What? Like, it's understandable. Understandable.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's the kind of conversation of what happened back in high school. So Verity was the oddball. She was always off. She was way too smart, and people basically was hating on her They were getting hate. So she spent all her time in the computer lab. And this specific teacher had to be a male teacher that that kind of took pity on her and let her be in the computer lab during like lunches and whatnot.
And it was actually really nice to her.
Yeah. So what did the popular kids do? They decided to make this rumor about her that she apparently, I wouldn't say had relations, but for our audience who knows, performed fellatio. And they gave her the nickname Milkmaid.
Milkmaid, yeah.
And that haunted her throughout the rest of her years at high school. So unfortunately, she was bullied and averted. So I mean, it's at this point you're like, okay, so it's understandable. This girl is like a little down and out and feels awkward, and maybe her story is, this popular girl that she's now working for is maybe inadvertently causing more trouble than it needs to be, until a confrontation that happens in the office and nobody is around besides her and Verity. So Maria's getting coffee.
Yeah, Maria's she comes in early because Verity calls her and says, "There's a meeting. Why weren't you here?"
Yeah. And she's like, what are you talking about? It would have been in my calendar. Yeah. Like, no. But also, Maria had called or texted one of her old friend, well, one of the other popular girls from her school, and was like, "Hey, Verity's working with me now.
Do you remember anything about her?
Yeah, what do you know?" Only to find out that she died like a couple of days ago. And her husband, and, she had 2 kids, this woman that is now passed.
Natalie.
Yeah. Come to find out that before she passed, she had memory loss or was confusing things.
She was confused and like being weird about shit, like saying things that weren't.
And then apparently she jumped.
Yeah, she just went and killed herself jumping off. That was.
So then, come that morning of that meeting, Verity's like, "Yeah, okay. What was that name you guys used to call me? Bloody, bloody, blah." And then she drinks, like, slow rolls this shit. Like, she goes to the friggin' fridge, grabs the almond milk, and, like, chugs that shit.
Directly at
in her Yo, that eye contact was intense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she had, she drank it and it's like spilling down her face. And then she chucks it on the floor.
And then she hit the freaking lip wipe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoa. Really playing the milkmaid part on that one. Jesus Christ.
And she has it like spilled on her shirt. And all the people from the office come in because they had that meeting that no one fucking knew about. And yeah, and they come out and they were like, "Oh, you decided you weren't going to come to the meeting?" And she's like,
"What are you talking about?"
And then the girl comes in and goes, "Someone drank my fucking milk."
It's like, it is blatant. It's like the carton's on the fucking floor and like it glugged out a little bit onto the floor.
Yeah.
And then dude's like, "Obviously it wasn't me. I was in the meeting with you." But then, Verity's like, "Oh no, it was Maria."
Maria's like, "Verity fucking drank." Like, she sat right there. And
I know you guys are fucking. I know you guys think I'm fucking crazy, but that bitch did it. She did it. She did it right in my face.
And they were like, "Oh, we have security cameras. We'll go take a look at them." She's like, "Okay." And Verity is like, "Oh, they're about to watch the security cameras all together." Verity and Maria and the boss and the security guy, and she has that little necklace, and she's like, "Oh no, Maria drank it." And Maria's just like, "Yeah, okay, well, watch the camera, bitch. Like, watch the camera. You say it all you want." And it shows the camera, and it shows Maria coming up to Verity and like pushing her, and she does the exact same shit that Verity does, only to Verity. Like, Maria's like drinking the almond milk, and she's like,
"That's not what the fuck happened. I don't know how she's doing it, but and then she looks at that friggin' pin and she sees how Verity's holding it, and she's like, "It's your fucking necklace. That's how you doing this shit. Fuck you, bitch." Yeah. Oh man, when she was about to it was about to be a brawl. Yeah. And, I mean, let me preface this with this: Maria's black. Not Not American black. She's British black. But if it's one thing you know, when a black woman, no matter what background, no matter if she's British, American, Paraguayan, or what the fuck ever, I don't care if that bitch is half Asian. You can see it in their eyes. You know she's about to go down. She was about to yoink that bitch by the hair and whoop her ass.
She 100% was about to beat that ass, no question.
Bro, if Gabe had not held her back, or if she had got that hair, that bitch would have been out the window. Out the window.
She better be using on the way back. Like, oh, there's a trampoline at the bottom.
Look, it don't even matter. Like, she could have said the ground is made of marshmallows or some shit. It don't matter. Her ass got flung out a goddamn window. Maria won't fucking joking. She was ready. She was like, oh, it's going down. All right, cool.
Just be like, Maria got thrown out the window.
Yeah. It would have been a little awkward for the audience to see that part, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you literally, so you basically find out that this necklace can do anything.
Yeah, it seems like it literally rewrites reality. So it's not, no one's gaslighting Maria. It's like it's literally.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it when she gets there. Okay, so Maria is like losing her shit. She gets fired from her job, and she's like, "I know Verity's doing it. Where the fuck is she?" So she stalks her, as you do. Verity leaves work, drives to her home, and Maria follows her, and she's got like a fucking mansion. Like
it's like gated. But the worst, like, okay, so you don't think anybody's gonna follow you home? You don't have like a real big security system? Like Maria literally strolls in through the front gate before it closes, and you only hear like a dog. But then she's got music, like almost metal music, playing in her bedroom that is like resounding everywhere, so she can't hear the dog barking. And then what does Maria do? Maria wraps her jacket around her hand and like she punches the window. First time, not so great, not so great. Let's be honest. Ain't nobody just punching glass and being, oh yeah, first time. But yeah.
Come on, man. Verity should have, like, you can't tell me if you lived as Empress of the fucking universe that you didn't think ahead of time, like, I'm gonna have auto turrets that, stun motherfuckers who try and break in my house. So you don't need security, like, you.
Well, see, I mean, no, no. When you have a whole little case of necklaces that connect to a device that literally rewrites reality for you. What do you need security for? You grab one of your pendants and just be like, that shit never happened. This motherfucker's a fish. Like, done.
This person's a fish. Oh no, a plane crashed just on you.
Exactly. So yeah, Maria's like rolls through the house like,
their server room, like the whole first floor is like,
yeah, literally. She walks in, it's nothing but servers all across the walls. You know it's liquid cooled, it's got good lighting. You're like, oh shit, this motherfucker's living in the future of this bitch.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it was fucking nuts.
Yeah, I was like, yep,
it looked like a server room
this is the device. This is it. Mm-hmm. She's living in the device that she uses to change reality. She walks upstairs. Maria walks upstairs. Apparently, freaking Verity's in the shower, so she's like, all right, let me grab this fucking pendant. She finds the pendant.
Yeah, and on the walls, there's like all this art. Like, there's art of her, or pictures. It's pictures of like her as an astronaut. Like,
as an empress.
Is a picture of, it was a painting of her as an empress. Like,
I think her is like the winner of a few different sports events.
Yeah, like she basically like made herself win everything. Like,
yeah.
Anything that people say, oh man, it'd be amazing to do that one day. She was
did
like,
it.
I'll try it.
She did it. She did it. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And so it was like really weird initially, but then she opens up, she looks around for the necklace and she finds the necklace. I think it's is it on the side table? I think it was what it was.
Yeah, I think side table or on like one of the racks near the vanity or something like that.
Yeah, and then Verity inevitably comes out of the bathroom.
Just like freeballing it.
I mean, you're in a house by yourself. Fucking, I'd be freeballing it too. Why not?
Again, you're in your own house. Free balling is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I can't stand uninvited visitors when I'm free balling.
Yeah. Nobody wants uninvited visitors.
It's
That's why you gotta at least wear boxers when you go to sleep, man.
It's as simple as a text or a call. Sorry for all my greasy fingerprints. It's as simple as a text or a call.
So she's hiding under the bed, and Verity comes out, and she's got the necklace, and she accidentally makes it beat, I think.
Yeah, I think she's like, okay, I'm gonna change things back. I'm gonna change things back.
But she's like trying to touch, and it's not working.
Yeah, you can't just push the button. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so she tries to push it, and it's like beep beep beep, and Verity stop. And she puts on a robe, and she comes out. She's like, "All right, come out." She backs up, and Maria comes out. And so she tells her the story of how she's been basically going through all the popular drugs. She's been going and doing the same thing to them, and Natalie killed herself, and she's just planning on all the other ones doing it too. And she uses that necklace, which apparently because it's a multiverse. There's infinite other realities that literally in every other reality, it could be any little change or giant change. And so she's like, "Oh, you wore a red shirt, and it changes from yellow to red."
It's so the fuck? I can make it so you spoke Chinese your entire life.
Yeah.
And she starts speaking Chinese.
She starts yelling at her in fluent Chinese.
She's like, I can make it like we had this conversation in the office, and they go from the house to the office. And Maria's still talking Chinese. And he's like, back to the house? And you're back to being English? And she's like, fuck you!
Yeah, she was pissed. And she's like, it's okay. The cops are outside.
Oh, yeah. Your boyfriend called them. after you said you were going to come here.
Yeah, so the cops are coming. They bust in.
Yeah, they straight bust into the bedroom. They're guns drawn. Oh yeah, that's right. But she also said she had Verity also said that Maria had a knife. So Maria all of a sudden has a fucking knife in her hand. She's like, what the fuck? The cops went, drop the knife. And she's like, huh?
Yeah.
And I knew the moment that she dropped the knife and one of the cops got close, I was like, oh, this is how it's gonna go. This is how it's gonna go. So the cop gets her, and she has the knife's already down, and she's like, this bitch, and she very just had this super cocky smile, I'm gonna get away scot-free with this shit. Freaking Maria grabs that gun from the dude's side, pow! I tell you what, you saw bits kind of fly.
Yeah.
But then when Maria gets down behind the bed to avoid other gunfire, and you look over the barrier, you're like, yo, she shot her freaking whole right eye and most of her head off. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. And she's having a gunfight with the police.
With the cops. Bro. But then she sees. So Verity said, the necklace is only coded to her. So it's gotta be in her hand or has her fingerprint. So Maria sees that she's still in her hand. She's like, all right, as long as I can dodge some bullets, I can flip the situation in my favor. So she hits a couple of shots, bop, bop, dodges out. And she manages to get her hand on it. But she gets hit. But then she's like, the pendant works for me. The pendant works for me.
Yeah, she gets her Verity's finger to touch it. She's like, pendant works for me. Pendant works for me.
Shit turns green. She's like, all right, kill this bitch.
And they're like, oh, what happened here?
She killed herself. Oh, what? Bloody. We're going to take you down to the station and ask us questions. No, you work for me.
Like,
yes, mom.
And you're like, what?
What?
You worship me. And they're like, oh my queen. And they get on their knees. And they're like, she's like,
because I'm Empress of the Universe.
Yeah.
And she literally, and the dudes are no longer in cop uniforms. They're in old school drab from Aztec times. She's sitting at a temple. People are literally out in masses, droves, worshiping her.
Yeah. But
she's in the same outfit that Verity was wearing in one of the paintings. She's just then oh, that amassed power. It went straight to her head. That smirk. I was like,
yeah.
So when it comes to the implications of this episode, like again, like it was gaslighting throughout the entire thing. Like, girl, you crazy? Ain't never is Bernie's not Barney's, or is Barney's not Bernie's? What is nut allergies? What is that?
You know, it's kind of the same thing in my head as like it kind of makes me think like if you were always right.
Right.
You know, how boring would that fucking be? And not only that, but like it's kind of like when before the internet and you had a question or you were like, didn't we see something like this at some other point? And there was no like
there wasn't
Google it.
Yes, there was no fast way. If you had a question, 9 times out of 10, you'd have to go through the encyclopedia, or
I'm talking about like even pop culture references.
You had to play telephone with people. You'd be like, hey.
Wasn't there an episode of this where this happened? And then you had to kind of wait and then just hope that it popped up again.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like how we used to think that Vampire Hunter D was amazing.
But it was when we were younger.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like it was one of those things where you couldn't.
Our youth our youth was just like, this is amazing because we get to see like some really graphic stuff, and you know we managed to do it without our parents knowing that we did it because it was awesome.
Parents don't watch it.
No, they're not gonna watch cartoons.
I'm just saying. Not only parents would watch it, but parents would not want us watching this at all. No.
No. But
it's the same concept. Like if you had a question, if you could control everything, then when you had a question, you just made it the reality. Like back in the day, it was I have a question. Well, I hope I run into the answer, or I go digging for it. Like.
Yeah, I mean, Verity literally lived as the Empress of the World because that was the first thing she did when she created her system. Mm-hmm. But then she got bored with it, and then she was like, let me try smaller things. But again, like, if you just have the ability to make it happen for yourself, what's the point? Yeah, you get the gratification that you have it, but in the long run, does it make you feel good about it? Not really. It feels empty. It always feels empty. I mean, just like, for instance, this is a revenge story. Does revenge truly make you feel better once you get it? Okay, you took your vengeance on Natalie. You made her jump off a building because you made her think she was going fucking apeshit nuts. Yeah. Now, you knew that Maria wasn't going to be a jumper. You were just like taunting her like, maybe you'll shoot yourself. Maybe you'll slit your wrists. Maybe you'll hang yourself. Like, really? That's how you stop goading. Because again, that girl black. You don't know. You don't want to fuck with that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't know.
On sight. It was on sight. She got her on sight.
She was in it just for the satisfaction of like knowing that she made these people like
the whole episode. Maria was like, I don't know who started that rumor. It wasn't me. Like, once Natalie got a hold of it, she ran with it. She just went nuts with it. Come to find out that Maria was the person who actually started the rumor. But why would you do that? What? You're a popular person. Just like celebrities. Why use that? Why use that clout? Why use your position to tear somebody down? Yeah, why tear somebody else down that's already in your eyesight, already as low as they can possibly be? You're a nerd in school. You're a person who just sits in the computer lab. Oh, you ain't got much going for you. Why am I going to tear you down? Like you would want to tear somebody down that's already on your level, right?
Yeah, well,
tear down somebody who's like.
But that's kids, man. Kids are terrible.
Exactly, and Maria says that.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to defend herself from the time.
But it's true. Kids are fucking awful. Kids are fucking terrible.
Kids don't have morality. They really don't. And it has to be it has to be taught. So parents,
come on, parents, step it up.
If you're listening to our episode, Morality is key in your kid's upbringing.
Yeah,
Do
let's
something.
not make another future generation of pieces of shit. How's that sound?
Or create people who can literally travel timelines and get revenge and murder who knows how many dozens of people just to feel better from high school.
Yeah, come on, like get over it. If you have issues in high school, get some therapy. Okay, get some therapy and move on.
Infinite timeline, she probably could have been able to do that. Honestly, there has to be a doctor out there somewhere who can help you with your problems.
Yeah, I'd like to revive the polar ice caps and make it so that global warming never happened. Done.
Yeah, personally, yeah. Again, you have the ability to traverse the multiverse, or at least create it, or find a timeline where like you made everything better. No,
but
revenge.
Then again, like fixing things in one reality, like
it doesn't fix him. Look, it doesn't fix him in all of them.
Realities.
No, again, it's a multiverse. Not everything can be perfect. Not everything can be perfect.
Ah, man, you gotta think about it. It's like, man.
And if it was,
I saved the polar ice caps or some shit in this one instance, but there's still 9,999,999
bajillion
other universes that are fucked. But this one's good.
Yeah. Again,
I mean, once you realize there's a multiverse, it kind of makes everything seem kind of lackluster,
pointless.
Like,
sounds like Rick.
About my joy.
Sounds like Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. I can traverse the multiverse and literally have done everything, been everything, know everything, and what left is again his whole thing being a multiversal time traveler. Well, I can't say time traveler, but a multiversal traveler. He was like, the only reason I exist is because I'm looking for the person who killed my wife and daughter, and it was a multiversal version of him. And once he found him, it was just like, what the fuck do I do? So he had a little bit of an existential crisis after he killed the person who killed his wife and daughter, which was him from another universe.
I mean, but if it seems like most of the Ricks in that world were completely
Yeah,
they were all
because you find out
didn't last long.
No, you find out that Rick Prime not only got rid of our Rick's Diane, he got rid of all Dianes across the multiverse. Like, he killed all the Dianes with a singular device. It's like, well, I mean, I don't have a Diane. I mean, this motherfucker decided he was going to be an asshole and I killed his Diane. You know what? No Ricks get a Diane. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, so that's fucked up. She was essentially trying to be Rick, but it was a much smoother transition between multiverses.
Yeah, because I mean, hers was literally, I say something, and it slips me and who I want over to that.
To the reality where whatever that
happens. Honestly, that makes, when you look at the technological aspect of it, so if you say it, why doesn't the person that you're trying to fuck with also have no recollection of those things? It doesn't make sense.
If it just shifts the person who's saying it, they're the only... Well, you know what? I'm curious how she didn't remember. Like, Maria and Verity were the only ones who remembered that things happened. Like, those were the only two. Everyone else, it was like, oh, this is just reality. Like, this has always been this. But for some reason...
So, let's see. Verity explains that after finishing school, she became an expert programmer, creating a quantum computer in her home that can shift her to any timeline she desires through real-time data. She gathered using the pendant as the remote, essentially granting her omnipotence. She has been changing timelines around Maria in an attempt to drive her to suicide.
Okay, so I guess it's just another thing you can say with the pendant, like, hey.
Yeah.
You know.
So she just basically, it seems like she had to say it a certain way to also include Maria in the shift.
Yeah.
For what happened.
Yeah, she probably was like, okay, so
That means
that's all I say
that
different.
means I gotta go back and look at it and see like how does she phrase it so that Maria
It's
was also
probably just like at the before you
piggybacking.
even see her, she's like, Maria's not going to be included in anything I do, you know, in the next whatever. It could be everything around.
Oh, you know it's got to be super girly though. She gotta hold it just a certain way, like la glasta.
She totally gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, I feel like because it has to be like this. You know, I don't know, because of the way she was acting. Because behind closed doors, she was a straight bitch, but in public, she had to be like kind of secluded and kind of still kind of falsely innocent as she was in high school.
All right, so I guess for this one, what do you want to read?
Honestly, I think because of how it was done, I found it really interesting. And again, like I said, you could tie it back to our Mandela Effect episode. Well, if you haven't listened to that Mandela Effect episode, go ahead. Yeah, it's back there. It's back there. It's on YouTube. It's on all the major podcast forums and such.
You know what? Real quick.
Huh?
You know what Mandela Effect I heard that I don't think you mentioned in the last one, but kind of helped me?
Hey?
The Disney logo. Did we talk about that?
How so?
The entry to the Disney logo is how it used to be.
Tinkerbell with the wand?
Tinkerbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Bullshit.
Good up, buddy. That's the latest Mandela Effect.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Tinkerbell did that shit for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it became like on the Disney Channel, it was people were using like a
never happened. That's what they say. Never happened.
Bullshit.
I'm telling you. Apparently it's an older one too, and I just missed it. But that fucks with you.
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Mandela Effects made me so fucking mad. They're about to run the CERN thing again, so we're about to get a whole bunch of them again.
Just in case our values change again, no. I'm giving this a 9. I think it's 9
really?
worthy. I think it's 9 worthy.
I'm giving it an 8.
8? Okay.
An 8 out of 10 CERN colliders.
God.
It's just...
Okay, so I give it 9 God particles. Give them your colliders. I got God particles. It's all good.
All right. Well, you got anything else to say aside from the fact you're probably gonna go look up this Disney shit now?
Unfortunately, yes. It's the best. Hey, look, we're doing video, and I can actually just be like tippity type. Leave us your comments on this episode. Bit Noir. The second episode of season 7 of Black Mirror. How did you think they did with this multiversal gaslighting thing they decided to do? Always find us on all our socials. Don't forget, we got videos. We're doing videos now because you're seeing us if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Roku, awesome. Because, thank you for watching us on Roku.
Yeah, and May 18th, we are going to be at Norfolk Anime Fest. So maybe right. You could see us there.
Yeah, so and if you're watching us from that area,
comment and rate us because that actually really helps us, and that would be
fantastic. Or tell us if you're coming, because maybe we'll come find you and be like, "Hey,
you want a sticker? I got a sticker. You want a sticker?
You want a bubble sticker? We got bubble stickers too.
We get lots of stickers, Panda.
So many stickers.
Everybody loves stickers. All right, thank you so much for listening. We love you.
Goodbye.